everyone, welcome to Botany Insider, and in this lecture we would be focusing upon one of the topics from ecology unit, and that is species richness hypothesis. But before initiating the topic, let us understand about that what is species richness. So there are two terms in this context. One is species richness and the other one is species evenness. So talking about the species richness, as the word suggests, species richness refers to the variety of the species existing in an environment. That is, consider we have this community or consider we have this environment. So the variety of the plants or the variety of the species existing in this particular area or in this particular environment would be referred to as the species richness of this environment. And what do we mean by species evenness? So this particular terms comes into existence when we compare two communities. So as you can see in the figure, that in figure 1 we have community 1 in which we have 1, 2, 3 and the 4 types of plants existing. And also in community B we have the same 4 kind of plant existing. Hence, we could say that both the community A and the community B are having the same species richness. Why? Because the variety of the plants existing is the same. But when we look at the species evenness, we could see that in community 1 we have this type of plant 25% and all the other 3 same of 25% in number. But in community 2nd we have the first type 6%, the second type as 12%, third type as 70% being the dominant species in this area and 12% of the fourth type. Hence, we could say both the communities have the same species richness, but the evenness of the community differs. Why? Because the number of the species or the number of the variety of the species existing is different. Hence, they have the different species evenness among these two communities. I hope this topic is clear to you. Let's move forward and understand about the community services. So, community services in simple word means the things that we get from the community. That is, consider we have a particular community. So, whatever output or whatever byproduct that we are getting from this community is what is known as the community services. For example, we get oxygen, food, fresh air, etc. as the basic outcomes or the basic things from an environment or from the plants community that we are talking about. So now let's understand about the 5 hypotheses that explains how the species richness affects the community services. There are 5 main hypotheses that would be trying to explain about how the species richness, that is the variety of the species present in an environment, would affect the community services of that particular area. So the first hypothesis is the diversity stability hypothesis. So we would be understanding about each of the hypotheses one by one. So the first one is the diversity stability hypothesis, and according to this hypothesis, more the number of species, more would be the stable community we would be having. That is, there is a linear correlation between the species richness and the community services. What do we mean by this? So we have this graph representing the diversity stability hypothesis. As you can see that on the one side we have the ecosystem function or the community services, and on the other side we have the number of species on x-axis. So there's a linear correlation between the two, that is, as the number of species increases, there is increase in the community services or there is increase in the ecosystem functions of that particular area. So this is what is hypothesized in this particular hypothesis, that the more the number of species in an area, the more stable would be the community. So now let's move forward and understand about the revert hypothesis. So, according to this hypothesis, the species existing in particular environment or existing in particular community are like the revert of an aeroplane. And what is a revert? So, in simple words, revert could be understood as a important screw or an important point of attachment in an aeroplane. So, according to this species, it says that some species play small but critical role in keeping the community in proper function. That is, we might consider a particular species as being a small species, but it plays a very important role in keeping the complete community in proper function. We could correlate this by the help of this example, that is the revert of an aeroplane. As we know that the aeroplane is very large in size, so we might not understand the importance of one screw. But as one of the screw is loosened or as many of the screw get loosened, there can be a major damage to the aeroplane's structure. Same is the case that is applied to this revert hypothesis, that says some species might play small but they play very critical role in keeping the community in a proper function. We can say that when there is a single revert loss in an aeroplane, there might not be a major effect seen. But when many revert are lost or when many revert get damaged, there could be a major loss to the aeroplane structure. Same is the thing applied in the case of the community, that when one species is lost, there might not be any difference seen in the effect. But when many species are lost in a term of time, we can see a major destruction occurring in that particular community. So this is what is explained in the revert hypothesis. You can see in the figure, this is how the graphical representation of the same occurs. Initially, on the x-axis, we have the number of species, and on the y-axis we have the community services. So the shape of the revert hypothesis graphs looks like a river, that is the community services and the number of species effect on each other sometimes increases and sometimes decreases. So this is what is explained in the revert hypothesis. Let's understand about the redundancy hypothesis. So this hypothesis states that the species that play small role can compensate for each other if some are lost under particular conditions. So in simple word, it means that if there is a loss of a species A from this particular community, so the species B could play the role of species A if it gets lost in some particular condition. So this is what is explained in the redundancy hypothesis. As you can see in the figure, this is the graphical representation of the hypothesis. On the x-axis, we have the number of species, and on the y-axis, we have the community services as the previous one. So initially, there are number of species being same. So there is increase or there is linear correlation between the two variables. But as any one of the species is lost, there occurs a compensation and there occurs a stability in the community services even if the number of species increases. So this is what is explained in the redundancy hypothesis. Let's understand about the keystone hypothesis. So according to keystone hypothesis, the community services reduces as soon as a key or an important member of the community is removed. We have already studied about the keystone species. So those were the species that played very critical role in the particular environment or the particular ecosystem that we were focusing upon. Same is the case with the keystone hypothesis, that states that when there is a loss or when there is a destruction to a particular species which acts as a keystone or which acts as an important important member to that community, there occurs a sudden loss to the community services. As you can see, number of species on the x-axis and community service on the y. Initially, everything was going well when all the species were in abundant number, but as there occurs a loss of a keystone species from this particular community, you can see there occurs a great loss to the community services of this particular area. The last type is isosyncratic hypothesis. So according to this hypothesis, the community services changes as the number of species increases or decreases, but the direction of the change is not predictable. That is, in simple word, it says that when there is increase or decrease in the number of the species of a particular community, there occurs changes in the community services as well, but how the change would occur is not predictable. This is what is told in this isosyncratic hypothesis. As you can see in the figure, that sometimes there is increase and sometimes there is decrease in the community services with the change in the number of species in that area. But the direction of the change, that is whether it would increase or whether it would decrease, is not predictable, or it cannot be predicted in any way. So this is what is explained in this particular hypothesis. So these are the 5 hypotheses that we need to keep in mind. What is important in these hypotheses is, first, their basic ideas, and second, the graphical representation of each one of them. Why? Because one question of direct have been asked. As you can see in the figure, this is a direct question that have been asked in the CSIR net. The 4 graphs were given and we need to find out that which particular graph represented which hypothesis. So the question says, following are the graphical representation of the various hypotheses proposed for explaining the possible relationship between the species richness and the community services. The species richness is on the x-axis and the community services is represented on the y-axis. And what we have to explain is that which of the following option is correct match between the graphical representation and the hypothesis. And now, as we have understood about each of the hypotheses in complete detail, we could easily make out that which hypothesis is represented by which graph. In the first one, as we could see, there is the revert hypothesis being predicted. So A matches with the revert hypothesis. In the second one, we have a redundancy hypothesis being explained or being represented. The third one, in which there is no predictable change in the direction of change with the increase and the decrease in the community services, represents the isosyncratic hypothesis. And the last one, in which there is a sharp decline in the community services as one particular member of this community gets damaged or gets lost, hence because of a loss of a key member of this particular community. Hence the fourth one represents the keystone hypothesis. Hence C is the correct option for this particular question. I hope this question is clear to you and all the hypotheses that we have discussed is also clear to you. So I hope this video was helpful for you. So if you like this video, please do like, share it with your friends, and please subscribe to my channel. And also I'll be coming up with more very important topics from the CSIR point of view. So thank you so much for watching and I'll see you soon. Bye.